Howdy everybody, Farmer Luke here. Welcome back to another week of Resilience Growing. I hope that your microgreens from last week, the rocket, are going well. Mine here at about day 5 and they're looking really lush. I'm really happy with that. This week we'll be doing red cabbage. So you want to grab this seed packet from your kit here and you want to go ahead and measure out 22 mils or 15.5 grams. Now I know these numbers do vary a bit week to week, and that's because the seed sizes are different and also the seed densities are different. So we've gone ahead and done all the hard work for you. So grab 22 mils or 15.5 grams of your cabbage seed. And then what you want to do, this is for a full tray as well. So I've already gone ahead and pre-stretched my hemp. And again, just under the warm water tap, and you want to make sure you stretch it so all the corners are covered, because these seeds are a little bit small. And I've got another full-size drip tray underneath, and this is just a full-size slotted tray. So now that you've got all those things together, again, it's pretty simple. You just want to grab the seeds, put them into a nice jar that will sort of slide out easily, and you want to go side to side. Now the cabbage seeds are fairly similar size to the rocket seeds, so this will be very similar to what it was last week. And just go side to side, and you just want to get that nice even coverage. Now with the cabbage seed, one thing to note is these do take a little bit longer to germinate. So most of the seeds you've dealt with so far, around that sort of 3 to 5 day mark. With the cabbage, it sort of stretches out a bit more to about 7 days, which just means you need to keep it under cover for a bit longer. But some of the issues there is, and you need to make sure you maintain some good airflow as well, because you don't want them to get moldy or sort of start to deteriorate with not enough airflow. So again, just use your fingers to just smush them around, break up some of those clumps, make sure you've hit all the corners and the edges. Make sure you've cleaned your hands before as well, because you don't want to introduce any pathogens into the growing process. And we'll have a look there on the close-up. Again, really nice coverage. I'm really happy with that. So that's pretty good. So from there we need to spray it. So grab your little spray bottle and just go over. Now with the cabbage, because it is that longer germination, you'll have to do this a few times during the germinating process. So I recommend spraying once when you're doing the seeding, and then you want to give another spray around about day 3, and then you want to check on it and give another spray for around day 5. Now it's important when you are spraying it not to overwater it, because you don't want to make it so damp and moist in there that the seeds will start to get moldy or start to rot. So it is that fine balancing act, which is sort of always the case when you're growing any produce. So you want to basically keep them moist so they have time to germinate over that 7-day window, but also don't flood the tray basically. So we have here basically you've got a nice seeded tray of cabbage. It's misted really well. I've got the drip tray underneath, which is really good, and just got to put the dome on as well. So that's pretty simple. I'll show you here like it's all the other weeks. Just flip that full size tray, and then you've got yourself a dome. Again, depending on where you're at with your seeding, if you've sort of harvested some of your other ones, you may have some of these free again. If not, again, a chopping board or a plate or something like that is fine. So I'm pretty happy with that. One thing I did just want to point out for the other full-size tray, so with the rocket, once it gets to this size, you've still got a few more days to grow. So this is day 5. It's not really going to be harvest ready until about day 10 or so. But right now, it's actually started to gather roots, and I'll try to show you this on the close-up as well. And so in order to water this properly, you want to start doing what we call bottom watering. So you see here, these little white furry things, they're the roots from the plant. And I've got some water here in the bottom drip tray. You can probably see it sort of shimmering around there. And so the point of that is actually to encourage the roots to go down, and they'll start to draw the water up from this bottom drip tray. So up until now, we've mainly just misted from the top to keep everything moist. But now that these microgreens are established, they're basically like little baby plants now. So they have a really nicely developed root system, and they're able to draw that water up. So if you've got any microgreens that are at this stage, and they're not the ones that are sitting over your fish tank, you definitely want to start doing the bottom watering. So just a little bit of water, generally about 1 centimeter or 2 in the bottom drip tray. Basically just enough so the roots can reach it, and they'll start to draw it up as they need. And again, you can check on that every sort of 1 to 2 days, and that will make sure that they stay nice and moist and healthy and will continue growing. And this is sort of a very critical stage now, because they have germinated and they're ready to put on their full size leaf, and so you can harvest them sort of in another 4 to 5 days, and that's really the exciting part. So hopefully your rocket's going well. And the cabbage this week, nice and easy. Again, just make sure you get that seeding measurement right, because you don't want to overseed cabbage. It is quite dense and the leaves are quite big, and it can be prone to getting moldy if it's too crowded as well, especially because it's got that longer sort of 7-day germination time. But if you follow those directions, you should be pretty sweet. and you should have some nice healthy broccoli microgreens in about a week or so. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the farm next time.